I don't know if you saw the remake of the movie Ben-Hur. There's a scene where there's this guy and he's kind of thrown to the ground and all these people come and they start throwing rocks at him. And Jesus is there and he literally drapes himself over this guy to receive the stones in place of that guy. And you look at that and you say, that's what his love looks like. That's what he did on the cross. But that's what he does every day. I mean, that's him saying, I'll never leave you or forsake you. And he just kind of drapes himself over me. And it doesn't mean I never feel the blows. It doesn't mean they never hit. It doesn't mean they never make contact. What it does mean is he's receiving them with me. When I look at like Psalm 23, the point of personalization that comes to me, and I'm embarrassed to tell you, there was years and years and years of interacting with Psalm 23 before it finally hit me that there's a break point there. The opening of Psalm 23, he's talking third person. He's bearing witness. This is who my shepherd is. This is who my shepherd is. This is who my shepherd is. But then when he comes to a crisis moment, yes, even when I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, you are with me. It's not third person anymore. He's not talking to us about his God. He's talking to his God. And it becomes very intimate and personal at that point of crisis. And for me, that's the same thing that happens in a season that's difficult. So in the midst of that, it's not just, oh, I'm going to buck up and I'm going to go, it's not that. No, the reason I will not fear is because he's with me. That's what makes the difference. What makes the difference is his presence, not my resilience, especially in the darkest moments of life. And some of the hardest moments ended up being some of the most transformational for me. When our first son was born, and he was born big. He's a big kid, and Marlene couldn't deliver him. She was in labor for like 36 hours. And they finally ended up doing an emergency section because they were losing the baby. And when I saw him for the first time, he was in the NICU. And it was so weird because they're like 9 pounds, 8.5 ounces. And then you see all these little teeny tiny little babies. And he was struggling for life just as much as they were. And the doctor came and said, listen, we've done everything we can. Tonight's going to tell the tale. Either he's going to make it or he's not, but it's in the Lord's hands. It's not in our hands. And that's exactly the way he put it. He said, you might as well go home. Here's the number for the NICU. When you get up in the morning, call us and we'll let you know what happened. And, when you're a dad for the first time and you don't know how long that's going to last, it's pretty horrible. My wife was in the recovery room, and I went in and spent a few minutes with her, and they said, we've got to get her to bed. And so I went home by myself, and I just started praying. And I said, Lord, I don't know. I don't get this. I don't understand this. Help me to trust you, because I don't know how right now. And I prayed till about 3 a.m. And at about 3 o'clock in the morning, there was just this sense. There wasn't an audible voice. There wasn't a promise. It wasn't like he's going to be fine. It was more of a, everything's going to be fine. Whatever happens, it's going to be okay. And I crawled into bed and woke up about 6:30. I reached for the phone and I called the NICU, and they said it was the strangest thing. We thought we had lost him. And about 3 o'clock, he turned. He's going to be fine. There will never be a situation in life that I will face that I can't look to that and say, God's enough for this. I know he is enough for this. Because when I crawled into bed, I did not have a conviction that my son was going to be okay. I had a conviction that I could trust God with whatever the outcome was. And that was kind of my personal Psalm 23 kind of thing that, again, personalized that and made me sense that God's love for me wasn't measured by whether or not my son made it through the night. God's love for me was measured by the fact that whatever happened, he was going to go with me through it.